Taylor Swift is an op now. You know, Taylor's been up to shenanigans for a while, and I was trying to play it cool. Okay, I was trying to be nice. I made a whole video about her worst song, and I was still very nice. I had a lot of good things to say, but it has gone too far. You see, Taylor Swift, she put out an album called Dead Poets Society, or no, that wasn't it. Tortured Poets Department. And look, I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just gonna let it live. I was just gonna let y'all have that, but I can't be nice anymore. That album was trash. It was utter garbage. I kind of like the song with Post Malone, but other than that, sloppy writing, sloppy production, just sloppy slop. But Taylor Swift, being who she is, she's been on the charts for a while, and we could all expect that, and I'm not mad at that. She's had a great career. She's earned her top spot, but I don't think this album warrants her keeping that top spot. But she is grasping onto it. You see, Taylor Swift, she's beyond the point where she's just an artist. She is a corporate entity. And you can respect that too, you know? I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. But the Taylor Swift machine has just brainwashed millions of people to not only stream such an underbaked album, but to buy product after product after product that is associated with it. They are doing this because Taylor Swift wants the #1 spot on the Billboard charts. But she doesn't want it just 1 week, or 2 weeks, or 4 weeks, or even 8 weeks. She's been on the chart 8 weeks. And that would be fine if the album was good and people are actually listening to it that much. But the problem is they aren't. You see, the Taylor Swift Corporation is gaming the Billboard charts, and they're doing it by releasing alternate versions of the album over and over and over again. She puts out the normal album and sets the album on pre-sale so you could buy the physical copy of that album. But then, when the album drops, she has a whole deluxe album you now have to buy separately. And every Taylor Swift fan wants all those songs. But wait, there's a more. Because then she releases other alternate versions that now have rough demos and behind the scenes stuff. But since she's attaching them to the same album, all of those new streams still count towards the album's streams. And the release of these alternate versions falls very conveniently on the same dates that other prominent female artists are about to release their albums that have a shot at #1. And we saw this with Billie Eilish's new album, which was a great album, but the same day it comes out, some new Taylor Swift come out. But what is even more ludicrous is what Taylor Swift did to my girl, Charli XCX. See, Charli just put out the pop album of the year, and she's been through very different phases in her career. It's been a long journey for her, but she's released the album that is what we've been waiting for. It is the perfect culmination of her pop sensibilities, her experimental side, and the writing is immaculate. She manages to make fun bangers, but also like have a lot more depth than what you typically hear on a dance pop album. It's the feeling we all have of wanting to dance and have fun, but also we got anxiety. We're stressing about the future. Should I settle down and have kids? Was I a good friend to that person that I lost and I'll never get to see again? Those are the things covered in this Charli album. The writing on this album is everything people say Taylor Swift's writing is, which maybe at one point it was, but it was not on Dead Poets Society, the Tortured Poets Department. Now, Charli's career has been through a lot. She is not the mega superstar Taylor Swift is. She didn't really have a shot at the American charts. But over in the UK, where she's from, and she's a lot bigger, she was easily positioned to take the #1 spot. But on the same day this album's supposed to come out, Taylor Swift conveniently releases a UK exclusive edition of the album. It's the exact same album, but it's got demos and voice memos now. So if you were like, this Taylor Swift album isn't bad enough, you could now listen to it with iPhone speaker quality. But the Taylor Swift Corporation has infiltrated the minds of millions of people, telling them to buy everything that comes out. And this pushes Taylor Swift over the edge. She takes the spot that was supposed to go to Charli XCX. And I'm furious. I am furious. I am angry. You have made an enemy, Taylor Swift. Because here's the thing. Charts don't really matter. Okay? It's all about the impact and the experience and the meaning that people take away from the albums they listen to. That's what truly matters in all this. But the charts are supposed to represent what people are actually listening to. It is a historical marker that tells us what music mattered most at certain periods of time. And this feels illegitimate because while Taylor Swift is the biggest thing out right now, we all know that. She's the biggest thing because of capitalism. And this album is widely agreed from people that are not brainwashed superfans to be subpar to her own standards. But Billie Eilish and especially Charli XCX are releasing new, groundbreaking, innovative things that are pushing music forward. This Charli XCX moment especially has been such a long time coming. This album is the ultimate culmination of over a decade of work, and it really shows in the quality of that album. And since Charli isn't as big of a name, getting a #1 spot would mean a lot more for people listening to that music. Because everyone knows who Taylor Swift is. We all know that album's been out for a while. We all know what it is. A Charli XCX #1 has more potential to turn heads and direct people toward that music that might not have heard it before. And the entire world benefits from more people listening to Brat by Charli XCX. Because it's that good. But Taylor Swift, Taylor frickin' Swift. And let me be clear. I am not mad because Taylor Swift won and another artist lost. Taylor Swift has the spot because her numbers were artificially inflated. Oh, but Robert, she's a business genius. This is some genius business moves. Well, guess what? The Billboard charts aren't supposed to count business moves. Taylor Swift is exposing herself as not being an artist, but purely being a businesswoman. And you know what? She's pretty damn good as a businesswoman, but I don't care. I care about art. And if that isn't bad enough, apparently I'm not invested too much in either of this, but this isn't just Taylor Swift trying to hold on to the #1 spot in the US and the UK. Like, why does she even care about the UK charts? You don't live there. Apparently, this goes deeper. This is about personal stuff. You see, Taylor Swift dated Matty Healy from the 1975. Charli XCX is with another dude in the 1975. And apparently, that's enough for Taylor Swift to want to sabotage the best album of the year. And this is why Taylor Swift is an op. Like, this is petty. This is high school stuff. And I know, like, being petty is supposed to be fun. And it's, oh, she's so petty. Go off. But you have to be funny. You have to be clever for petty to be a good thing. And releasing your iPhone snippets is just... It's just like, this is just such a high school mean girl thing. To sabotage such a great album because of someone you dated knows someone else you dated. And as far as the vinyls go, Billie Eilish called out artists for putting out multiple variants and it being wasteful. And immediately when people said she was talking about Taylor Swift, she backtracked, saying she wasn't singling her out. But let's be honest. She was definitely talking about Taylor Swift. Because in terms of being wasteful, Taylor Swift is the only artist whose variants of vinyl is actually impacting anything. You see, part of the capitalist brain rot that the Taylor Swift Corporation is instilling on people is they have incentivized buying every single different variant. And as a vinyl collector myself, this is the only fan base I've seen feel the need to collect every different variant. For example, I have the Julian Baker Record Day exclusive yellow vinyl, and that's pretty cool. I loved getting that, but you see, I have the album in yellow. There's a green version floating around and I don't need it, 'cause I got this one. What use is there buying multiple versions when the only difference is the color? But Taylor Swift is the only artist I see incentivizing buying multiple records, which are each about $30 to $40, by the way. But hey, guess what? If you buy all 4 different versions of the same album, you could arrange them and make a clock. Isn't that fun? You get to make a little clock that only costs you about $120. Brat is the best pop album that's gonna come out this year. Point blank, period. Bangers, emotional songs, emotional complexity, potent. It's everything. Torture Dead Poets Society Department, it's none of those things. And I want to say it right here. Everyone's blaming Jack Antonoff for the album. They're saying she just needs to not work with Jack Antonoff and everything will be fine again. That is cope, and I am not buying it. Sure, Jack Antonoff's production is boring, but look at all the other albums he's done recently, okay? He helped the 1975 make one of their best albums. He helped Lana Del Rey make her best album, her best music in her career. And he produced this pretty fun 70s throwback album for the Minions. This album's pretty fun too. All of these things have come out in the past 3 years, around the same time he's been working with Taylor Swift. So why are these albums good and Taylor's albums not? So stop coping. Stop playing the capitalist game and actually let good art succeed. And I will not be surprised if Billboard makes some sort of rule about this. There has been a history of activity like this. The most prominent case before Taylor Swift was the release of Astroworld. It got to spend an extra week on #1 because they bundled digital copies of the album with pre-sales for tour tickets, and they got the Jenners to post it, and it went big, and it beat out Nicki Minaj, and she threw a fit. But at least in this case, this is an album that stood the test of time and impacted the culture, and everyone knew that Nicki album wasn't it. Then where it really came to a head was DJ Khaled tried to bundle an album with energy drink sales to beat Igor. It did not work, and Billboard put an end to bundles. So I think at some point, Billboard is going to crack down on multiple versions of albums. But until that happens, we cannot let this stand. We cannot let a billionaire take away shine from artists that are actually creating art. Taylor Swift, you have made an enemy. You are now an op, and we don't take kindly to ops around here. Aw, man. Oh man. Oh man. You really thought you could get away with doing what you did to Charli XCX. You don't know how deep the Charli fandom runs. We're all brats around here. We have been bratified. We are bratified and ratified. I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business. I better not see Taylor Swift. I better not see Travis Kelce. I better not even see that Muppet Man producer around these parts, because this is Brat territory, and we don't take kindly to ops in Brat territory. Taylor Swift, if you show up to Brat Nation, you're about to be greeted by 20 plus soldiers, okay? Half of them gay, all of them wearing neon green shirts, and it's You thought you could get away with it, cause you're a billionaire. You're out there eating caviar with Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and the other ones. But Charli is the artist of the people. Brat is the album of the year for the people. Oh, I hate Taylor Swift. Oh, I hate Taylor Swift. I'm standing on business. I see dead people. You thought that Kendrick beef was wild? You aren't ready for war with the Charli stands. You're not like us. You're not like us. Certified poet girl, certified billionaire. I hate Taylor Swift. You're getting off easy this time, but this is only a battle. You haven't won the war. War is coming. Are you ready for war? Taylor Swift. So you can subscribe if you want more videos. They usually aren't unhinged like this. They're usually hinged. I make pretty hinged videos on this channel. And hey, Swifties, before you come at me, I need you to know I was one of you, okay? Speak Now, Red Era, I listened to Taylor Swift and got bullied for it. So I have a right to talk about this, okay? But but you can subscribe if you want. If you don't want to, you don't have to. I'll see you guys later.